Slammiversary is officially over and done with. It's in the books. We are going to talk about Slammiversary from July the 20th, 2025. A pretty okay show for the most part. I know that a lot of TNA fans are pissed with what happened when it comes to Trick Williams retaining and Jacy Jayne walking out as a dual champion. We'll talk about that. We'll discuss that for sure. Overall, I thought the show was pretty decent. So, I did not watch the pre-show at all, but we will go over it fairly quick. So, there were 3 matches on the pre-show. So, the first one was the Elegance brand. They defeated the Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jacy McKay. They retained the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships via the help of M by Elegance, which was cool. And then Diener, his star was on the pre-show. He defeated Eric Young. He's the hometown man. I don't care about that garbage. And then it was a 6-man tag. Enzo, a.k.a. Real One, Zilla Fatu, and Josh Bishop. They defeated Jake Something, Steve Macklin, and Mance Warner. Okay, that's fine there. Cool stuff there. I still don't understand why TNA has not decided to push Jake Something. If they're not going to push him, just get rid of him and give him to NXT, please. Give him an NXT contract, because Shawn Michaels could do wonders with Jake Something. Zilla Fatu is good. I mean, he's super young, but I mean, he'll get there in time. You know, if you know what he did, you know. But it is what it is. It happens. Everyone has the past. I'm pretty sure he's gotten himself on the right track. If not, you know, he would not be able to wrestle in New York, and he's from California and everything else. So apparently, he's probably served his time for doing whatever he did, and hopefully, he is now on the right path, which he probably is, because he does stuff. I think for House of Glory, he does stuff for Booker T with his reality wrestling. So, you know, I do think that Zilla Fatu will be in the WWE probably in the next couple of years, maybe next 2 to 3 years, but we'll have to wait and see. So there is that. Moving on, we go into the main card. This leads us into the first match of the night. Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. Really good match here. They played out their history when they were both in 205 Live, when they had their WrestleMania 35 match. This was a really good match here. There were some dives in the match. Both guys kicked out of each other's finishers, which was fucking awesome. Tasha Steelz got involved. Then she was ejected. Then she came back out again. And then the Great Hands, they distracted the referee. This allowed for Tasha Steelz to come in again. Cedric Alexander brought in a steel chair. He put his foot on it, and then he ended up hitting Tasha with the lumbar check, which was fucking awesome. And then Mustafa Ali hit the 450 splash for Cedric for the 1, 2, 3. So good stuff there. This is great. Love this. The crowd was super into it. This feud has just begun, so it's not over by a long shot. And I do expect for Cedric Alexander to eventually get into the X division once his feud is done and over with Mustafa Ali. So, you know, there's that. Moving on. So, we go backstage. Gia Miller, she's talking to Joe Hendry. He says that the TNA Wrestling is in New York, and the entire world is watching, because when it comes down to a triple threat match for the world title, he respects Mike Santana and hates Trick Williams, and he's going to become a 2-time TNA champion. Okay, that's fine there. Then this leads us into Dark State versus The System, which is Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and JDC, along with Matt Cardona. The System, they win. Fuck this. Who cares? This is a waste of time. I don't care about it. Whatever. Moving on, this leads us into Tessa Blanchard versus Indy Hartwell. This match was fairly weak because of Indy. Indy has an okay personality, but her wrestling is not where it needs to be, and it's not good. So Tessa ended up hitting her finish, Magnum, and Indy kicked out of that. She fought underneath, and then she ended up hitting not one but two Hurts Donut. One in the ropes and the other one on the mat for the 1, 2, 3. I did not like this. This was dumb. This was lame. This was a waste of time. I'm a fan of Tessa. There's still a chance of her being called a racist. Look, it's been 5 years. The people complaining about this shit are the same ones that don't even watch TNA on a weekly basis or even review the product for when they have their pay-per-views and TNA Plus events. All right, I'm sick of these clowns. You guys are losers. You guys are total losers, and you should fuck off because you're just haters. You're haters of TNA. You don't want it to be successful, and I am a fan of TNA, and I want the product to be successful, and it's going to be. But Tessa losing was not the right decision. I see why they're pushing Indy, but she's got to get better. And if not, then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, post-match, Indy had a little mini interview with Gia Miller. And she said she's going to be keeping a close eye on the Knockouts championship match. So Tessa attacked Gia Miller. And for those of you that don't know, Gia is a wrestler. She has been a wrestler for years. She's been wrestling outside TNA for quite some time. She just doesn't do it on TNA, which is fine. But yeah, Gia can go. So this makes sense. Tessa threw into the steel steps. She smashes her face on the steel steps and everything else. Commentary saw this beautifully and everything. And then later on in the show, Tessa was ejected from the building by Santino, and she is now suspended indefinitely. So we won't see Tessa back to probably Bound for Glory. So that's cool there. Moving on. So we then have a backstage segment from the pre-show, and basically it's just a bunch of arguing and stuff from Heather and Ash by Elegance, along with the inspiration. The audio was shit, but I mean, we get it. I guess this is going to set up a 6-woman tag probably this upcoming Thursday on TNA, so that's cool there. Moving on. This leads us into This leads us into Masha Slamovich versus Jacy Jayne, title for title. Jacy Jayne is now a dual champion, which is great. So, everyone was on the side of Masha. So her trainer, Johnny Rods, he was there in the crowd. Some guys and girls from TNA were in there watching the match backstage. The crowd was behind Masha and everything. So Fatal Influence, they got involved early on in the match. And she fought them off. They continued to get the upper hand on Masha. Masha got the upper hand on them. Then towards the end of the match, Zia Lee and Zia Brookside, they both come out to even the odds, and they fight off Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix. So, then Jacy Jayne, she retains via the rolling encore for the 1, 2, 3, and she's now a dual champion. This is great. I love Jacy Jayne. She's good. She's a decent wrestler. She's not gonna give you a 5-star match, which is not important. She can get hate, which is really good, and she's got a really good character and gimmick. So I like it. This makes perfect sense. Post match, Carlos Silva, the TNA president, he hands her the title. So that's cool there. Apparently, we know that Indy's probably going to be next in line to go after Jacy Jayne. So, there's that. I assume Bound for Glory. So, yeah, moving on. We get some Eric Young, Northern Army nonsense. Who cares about this shit? I don't care. Then we get commentary. They announced that there was 7,623 fans there, which is great. So that's excellent. Good stuff there. The venue looked great. Then this led us into one of the matches of the night, or the match of the night. Leon Slater defeats Moose. He is now the youngest X Division champion. This was great. Good shit here. Moose sold well. There were some good spots in this match where Leon did a nasty Hurricane Rana on the outside. Moose sold it well. Moose hit a spear in the match, and Leon kicked out. Leon hit his finish. Moose kicked out, and I was pissed because I'm like, come on, man. I thought he was going to win. Moose hit another spear. Leon kicked out. Then Leon, he ended up hitting a spear of his own, and he ended up hitting a Swanton Bomb, followed by the Swanton 450, which was fucking awesome, and he wins. So this makes perfect sense. He celebrates post-match with his family and his girlfriend, so good stuff there. AJ Styles came out next, along with TNA president Carlos Silva. He handed the title to Leon Slater, but Moose grabs the title and puts it around the waist of Slater, which was great. And then he whispers some words to Leon. So then AJ Styles shows up to a massive reaction. He comes out to his old TNA theme, which was fucking great. So basically, AJ Styles just puts over Leon Slater, saying that he showed everyone it's not about weight, no limits. Back in his era, it was about him, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Jerry Lynn. AJ then says that the X Division is in phenomenal hands. AJ says that it's time for Leon to make a legacy for himself. Then he hypes up Leon, and then that was it. So really good stuff there. I love this because Leon is super young. He reminds me of Javon Evans, basically. And Javon Evans and Leon Slater, they're going to be the stars of the future for TNA and NXT. I would love those guys as a tag team, but I am hoping and praying that come Bound for Glory is going to be Javon Evans versus Leon Slater for the X Division title. That would be fucking tremendous. Sign me up, please. I hope that happens. I really do. So, good stuff there. Then this leads us into the Fatal 4-Way tag team ladder match, which was really good. The Nemos, the Hardys, Zachary Wintermeyer and Reed the Rascals, and First Class Eddie Francis and Casey Navarro. The Hardys win. Jeff brings in a ladder that you would use to climb up onto a helicopter, or from a helicopter, rather. So that was cool there. Typical ladder match spots. I gotta give massive kudos and props to Eddie Francis for doing a moonsault off the top of the ladder, which was fucking tremendous. That was awesome. So kudos on the big man. People did catch him, which was good. So good stuff there. I like that. Makes sense. The Hardys celebrate post-match, but it only lasts briefly because Bully Ray showed up and he puts up with the Hardys, and he said at Bound for Glory it's going to be the Hardys versus Team 3D. One last match. So, there's that. Am I a fan of this? The answer is no. I like Jeff Hardy. I do. He's great. He can move still a little bit. Matt Hardy, his legs are made of rubber, and they're held together by stilts. Bully Ray, and he's way past his prime, and Devon just had surgery like last year sometime. I don't know how this is going to work. I really don't. But I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen. This is obviously going to be a fucking car crash. And hopefully there will be some survivors when it's all said and done. So I am down for this. So there is that. And then this leads us into the main event of the evening. Trick Williams versus Joe Hendry versus Mike Santana. All three guys got good entrances. Joe Hendry got a really decent entrance. Mike Santana got a really good entrance, a live rap for him, which was pretty cool. Trick, he had a gospel ensemble New York choir, which was great. Whoop that trick, whoop that trick. So that was pretty cool there. I really enjoyed that. That was funny too. It was cool. The match was so itself. So Trick, he faked a knee injury. The referees helped him out and everything else. And Mike Santana and Joe Hendry, they traded moves back and forth basically. So towards the end of the match, Mike Santana went for before that happened, Joe Hendry hit the standing ovation on Mike Santana. Then Frankie Kazarian came in and he yanked the referee out of the ring before he could count to 3. The crowd was pissed about that. Then Frankie ended up getting ejected from the match. Then the match broke down some more. Mike Santana and Joe Hendry, they traded moves some more. Then Mike Santana, he hit not one but 2 spin the blocks. He was about to go for the cover. Trick shows up. He throws out Mike Santana and pins Joe Hendry 1, 2, 3. And that was the show. This was good. I do like this. I know people online are going to shit all over it, but it is what it is. The reason why this happened is because there's still more story to tell. Just because they were in Mike Santana's hometown of New York doesn't mean that he needs to win. He's clearly going to get his win at Bound for Glory, TNA's WrestleMania. And you don't have long of a wait. So, again, you got to be patient. And that's the problem with a lot of these fans. If they don't get what they want right then and there, then a mistake was made. But the reason why they had NXT walk away with 2 world championships is because they're trying to get a TV deal. They're looking for a TV deal. You know, they're in talks. I mean, they were in talks with Tubi before WWE got that on Evolve. And they were also in talks with A&E. So the reason why they still have their championships on Trick Williams and Jacy Jayne is because it's working. It makes perfect sense. Again, Jacy Jayne, she was talked about being a bad transitional champion. She's not transitional. She probably won't drop her titles until Bound for Glory. Same thing with Trick Williams. And again, it tells a good story. We all know that Joe Hendry is more than likely on his way out of TNA. He should be out probably by the end of the year. And WWE is looking at Mike Santana, but we don't know if they're going to sign him yet or not. But Mike Santana will get his moment. He'll get his moment, and it's going to be at Bound for Glory. People just have to be fucking patient, and they can't. So this is fine. This makes perfect sense. And by Bound for Glory, they should have a TV deal. So that's probably going to be what they're going to end the show with once Mike Santana wins. It's probably going to be Carlos Silva coming out and saying that, you know, they've now have a TV deal with someone, maybe Sci-Fi, maybe USA. I don't know. It could be CW. Who knows? But the reason why these decisions were made is because they're looking to change TNA. And it needs to happen. TNA has been in a rut for years, especially during the Scott D'Amore, Gail Kim era. They've done so much damage to TNA, it's unreal. And I'm glad that Gail Kim and Scott D'Amore got let go. You know? And Carlos Silva's not playing because he wants TNA to be successful. He wants TNA to make money and make a profit. And I'm all for that. I'm down for that. So people can shit all over the partnership and everything with NXT and TNA. It's actually a good partnership. If there was not a partnership with NXT, Slammiversary probably would be in a building where you can hold maybe about, at best, 1,000 to 2,000 people. I mean, people have to think. People are just complaining. And again, these are the same fans that are haters. They don't watch the TNA product week to week like I do. They don't watch the pay-per-views like I do. And really and truthfully, it's not that many people out in the community, in the IWC and YWC, that cover TNA. It's not really the big channels that cover it. It's some, but it's not a whole lot. But it is what it is. But overall, I did enjoy Bound for Glory. I liked the main event. It was okay. The ladder match was pretty okay. I enjoyed that with the Hardys winning. Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander, that was one of the matches of the night. Well, second best match of the night. I really dug Leon Slater and Moose. So props to both guys. That was the match of the night for me. Jacy Jayne winning was the right decision. Perfect. So I do love that. So she'll probably lose the title at Bound for Glory. And Trick Williams retaining was perfect. You know? So there is that. But what did you guys think of Slammiversary? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.